Radio Rahim with Scott Quigg right here in Dallas, man. I did not expect to see you. Obviously, Liam Smith is over here. You've come over. Talk to me about what drew you all the way to this side of the pond.
Well, I've come over obviously with Liam Smith, gym mate of mine, and we're out here to cause a big upset, and I'm out here to support him.
All right, so you're out here to cause a big upset. What is it that you've seen in camp? Everyone's slagging him off, man. They're saying he doesn't have a shot. Why are they wrong?
It's a massive step up for him, and people have not seen, rightly so, they're writing him off because he's not a big name. No one's seen much of him, but people around him, people who see him in the gym day in, day out over the past 4 or 5 years I've been training with him. We've been over to America. I've seen the people he sparred, and I'm on about world champions, and he's done it. Now, people who have seen him know what he can do. Now it's just about him to go out there on Saturday and prove it. And all the questions will be answered, and believe me, he's ready.
Now, the last time I saw you, you were in Manchester. You had a war with Frampton, and you showed true grit, man. Like, you did not give up. You did not quit. Afterwards, we saw you in the hospital bed with the jaw. What was it like after that fight? I know you wanted to win so badly. You gave your best effort. What was the recovery like, not just physically, but mentally, knowing that the fight didn't go the way you wanted?
Difficult at times. Obviously I was fed up. It was the biggest fight of my career. It was the magnitude of the fight. All eyes was on it, and at this moment, that's what my career's remembered by. Is the Frampton fight. That's what it was. That fight had been building for many years, and like I say, it didn't go my way. Lost by split decision. Got a broken jaw in the fight, and it was a difficult time after the fight because we got the tactics wrong earlier. Where if we would have applied the pressure from the start, I believe the fight would have been a different result. But again, the fight had been, he got the result. Fair play to him, and it's just now after about 2 months, I'd watched the fight a few times, and it was time to move on and start getting back to full health, back in the gym, and start working towards getting that rematch. But first of all, I need to get back in the ring, get a big name, get a good win, and make people want to see that fight again.
Well, I'll be out in Manchester once again on the 26th. It makes sense that we'd see you there. Is that a fight? Is that a date that you're looking to fight? And if so, given your preference, what opponents would you be looking to cross the ring at?
Well, obviously that's the date we're on. It's in Manchester, so I'm looking to be on that show. Spoke to Eddie about it, and that's what we're looking at. And I'm going to be fighting at 126 now, so I want a big fight, big name. So whoever we can get, there's a couple of people that we're trying to get them in it, see if we can get them in and nail them down. But it's going to be at 126, and it's going to be a big fight.
Frampton hasn't really expressed interest in that rematch. He came out here, at least to New York. He got himself another title. What is it going to take for you to get back to a place where he kind of has to take that fight? How do you see the path going to getting back to where you want to be, facing Frampton for a rematch?
I need to, first of all, get back in the ring. As like I say, get a big win, big name opponent, potentially get a world fight for a world title at featherweight, maybe against Lee Selby. Who's from Wales, from the UK, right. So that should be a fight that could be made. But the main thing is to get people talking. As soon as I'm back in the ring and they see my next performance, then people will want to see that fight again, because they'll understand that I'm back and I'm a better fighter.
When a fighter suffers a knockout, it takes a lot of time sometimes for him to recover mentally, but also the same is true for an injury. A serious injury like a broken jaw, this kind of thing, can make a guy shy about engaging. How do you think it's affected you? Has it made you stronger? When you think about that moment, now that you're ready to get back in the ring, talk to me about the recovery in that way.
6 weeks ago I had an x-ray and the jaw's fully healed. So it's back to normal. They say it's stronger than it was. So it could only be mental that could affect me now. As in, am I going to be gun shy about throwing, and totally furthest couldn't be any different. I'm getting the ring and get hit on it. So what? The way I look at it is, if the jaw went again, I can still carry on, because look, I went in the 4th round and did another 8 rounds. So I'm not worried about that. I've done a bit of light sparring. I did a bit of sparring, didn't get hit on it too many times because I was doing pretty well in the spar. But it was, like I say, I'm not going to be bothered by it. I'll get in the ring and it'll be the furthest thing from my mind is the jaw.
Another British fighter that took a small injury last Saturday night, Brook. We heard he had some damage to his eye socket.
Yep.
He faced Triple G. Huge fight, exciting. What'd you think of the fight? What do you think of Brook?
I thought he did very well. Well, Brook, he did. Like I said, he did very well. A lot better than people was expecting. He showed flaws in Triple G, whether that was down to the lack of respect Triple G had for Kel's power and these many things, but he could he did himself proud. He's come out with praise, and also listen, that could be the best thing that happened to Triple G because people now think these weaknesses and might be more willing to get in the ring. So hopefully these other big names, other world champions, when they get in the ring with him.
If Liam were to win, of course, he's got a ton of fights he could take. But if it doesn't go that way, a good matchup at 54 could be Brook and Liam Smith. How do you break that fight down if it were to happen?
That'd be, obviously, they'd done a bit of sparring to help prepare each other for the fights. And I know the spars that they had was, very, very competitive and cracking spars. You would have paid to watch them. So I do believe Brook will be, his best weight will be 154. I don't think he should move back down to 147. I think at 154 he'd be, a very, very good, strong fighter. But Liam Smith and Brook, that would be a very, very good, intriguing fight.
Before I let you go, give me a prediction. Liam Smith, Canelo Alvarez, Saturday night, Dallas Stadium. How does this thing finish?
Liam Smith, round 10, stops him.
Radio Rahim with Scott Quigg. I'm going to start calling you Iron Jaw, man. The will I saw in that ring was incredible. Well done. Welcome to America. I'm glad to have seen you. Radio Rahim, Scott Quigg.